Have you ever felt like you were carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders? Like every day was an endless battle, where, despite all your effort, the light at the end of the tunnel seemed too far to reach? Maybe you're facing challenges that seem insurmountable, surrounded by doubts, fears, and even a sense of emptiness, even with so many responsibilities resting on you. I know how hard it is to face all of this. I understand how these battles can feel so lonely, and how the weight of worry can suffocate your peace. But what if I told you that, even in these dark moments, something extraordinary is about to happen in your life? What if God is actually working behind the scenes to turn your pain into victory, your struggle into learning, and your waiting into a testimony of His faithfulness? Sometimes, the hardest moments are the sign that God is about to open doors you never imagined, change impossible situations, and reveal His glory in a way only He can. Before we dive into this powerful and transformative message, I want to extend a special invitation: subscribe to the Divine Serenity Prayer channel. Here, we share words of faith that warm the soul, prayers that renew the spirit, and reflections that bring hope. If this message has touched your heart, please share it with someone who needs encouragement, and leave a comment. Together, let's spread the light and hope that only God can bring to transform lives. God works in mysterious ways, but always perfectly, orchestrating everything around us so that we can experience great transformations in our lives. Often, when we are on the verge of an extraordinary breakthrough, the difficulties seem to intensify. Challenges multiply, emotions take over our being, and signs of change appear as small divine whispers, almost imperceptible to human eyes. It may seem like we are being tested to our limits, that the burden is unbearable, but in reality, it is in this moment that God works most intensely in us. Each challenge, every moment of pain, and even the silent tears that fall in our moments of solitude are used by God to shape our character, strengthen our faith, and prepare us for something much greater than we can imagine. He does not leave us alone in the midst of these difficulties. On the contrary, He is present in every detail, guiding us along paths that we may not understand, but are essential for our transformation. He sees your struggles, hears every prayer you make, and has kept in His heart every deep desire, every cry for help. God, in His infinite wisdom, has already organized all the details, already prepared the perfect scenario so that, at the right time, the victory you have long awaited will manifest in a glorious way. You may not see the solution yet, but believe this: He is working in every step, in every decision, in every door He is about to open. Your victory is being carefully prepared, and all you need to do is trust and wait for His perfect will. Here are 5 clear signs that a great breakthrough is coming into your life. First sign: increased challenges and opposition, the storm before the breakthrough. Suddenly, life feels heavier. The once smooth paths now seem steep and rocky, and challenges appear from every direction. Problems that once seemed small now feel insurmountable, and unexpected obstacles rise before you, blocking your progress. Doors that you counted on begin to close without warning, and even the most stable areas of your life begin to feel uncertain. It's as though you're being tested at every turn, and the loneliness of facing these battles can feel overwhelming, as if no one truly understands the weight you're carrying. But hear this: these difficulties are not the end of your story. They are not a sign of defeat but a powerful indication that something extraordinary is on the horizon. This is the storm before the calm, the trial before the triumph, the pressing that brings forth the oil. God is not punishing you, He is preparing you. Every challenge, every ounce of resistance, is part of His divine plan to strengthen you, to refine your character, and to prepare your spirit for the incredible blessings that are just ahead. Imagine a diamond being formed. It endures immense heat and pressure to become something of immense beauty and value. That is what God is doing in your life right now. He is shaping you through the opposition, building your resilience, sharpening your faith, and aligning you with His divine purpose. He knows what lies ahead, and He is making sure you are ready to receive it. It's not easy to see the bigger picture when you're in the thick of the battle. The weight of uncertainty, the fear of failure, and the pain of unanswered questions can cloud your perspective. But take heart, dear friend, God has not abandoned you. In fact, He is closer than ever, walking with you through the fire, whispering to your spirit, "Hold on. Trust me. I am working all things together for your good." The opposition you feel is often the enemy's last desperate attempt to stop you because he knows what God has planned for you. The enemy sees the light that is about to break through and tries to extinguish it before it shines. But no scheme of the enemy can stop God's plan. No closed door can shut you out of what God has destined for you. Remember, the darkest hour is just before dawn. The pain you're feeling, the weight you're carrying, is temporary. God is using every tear, every prayer, every moment of struggle to bring you closer to your breakthrough. Hold on to His promises, even when everything around you screams otherwise. His word is true, His timing is perfect, and His plans for you are good. So, do not give up. Do not lose hope. The victory God has prepared for you is closer than you think, and when it arrives, it will exceed your greatest expectations. Every closed door, every heavy moment, every tear will make sense as you step into the fullness of His plan. Trust Him in the storm, because He is the one who calms it, and He is about to calm yours. Stay strong, because your breakthrough is near. Second sign, emotional sensitivity and introspection, God working in your heart. Lately, you may have felt your emotions more intensely than ever before, as if every small detail in life deeply touches your soul. Perhaps tears come more easily, whether from a moment of gratitude, unexpected memories, or even everyday situations that once seemed insignificant. You might find yourself reflecting on past choices, current challenges, or even dreaming about a future that still feels unclear. This emotional whirlwind and need for introspection are not coincidences, they are signs that the Holy Spirit is working deeply within your innermost being. This sensitivity is a gift from God, although it may sometimes feel heavy. It's as if He is peeling back the layers of your soul, exposing feelings, memories, and thoughts that need healing, reorganization, or transformation. This process, though uncomfortable, is essential. God is shaping you from within, aligning your emotions and mind with the greater purpose He has for your life. He knows that for you to be ready for the significant breakthroughs and blessings that are on the way, your inner foundation needs to be strong and prepared. In moments of introspection, God is whispering to your heart, asking you to trust Him more, to surrender not only your worries but also your dreams, fears, and deepest desires. He wants you to understand that you don't have to carry everything on your own. Every tear you shed is seen by God, every thought shared in prayer is heard. He is using these intense emotions to draw you closer, teaching you to depend on Him in ways you may never have done before. This process of sensitization also serves to heighten your spiritual awareness. With a more receptive heart, you begin to notice God's presence in both the small and big things, in a word of encouragement from someone close to you, in a message that seems tailor-made for you, or even in moments of silence, when everything around you feels still, yet you know you are not alone. This deeper connection strengthens your faith and prepares you for the changes He has already planned. Remember, the vulnerability you feel is not weakness, on the contrary, it is strength. It is in your weakness that God's power is made perfect. It is in the moments when you allow yourself to be shaped by Him, when you lower your defenses, that He can work most fully in your life. These moments of introspection are invitations to a deeper relationship with God, to find rest in His presence, and to trust that He is taking care of every detail. So, when emotions rise to the surface and moments of reflection feel overwhelming, don't fight them. Instead, surrender them to God. Say, "Lord, I trust you." Use these moments to shape me, to teach me, to draw me closer to you. He is preparing something extraordinary, and every tear, every thought, every prayer is part of this divine process. Stand firm, because your breakthrough is approaching, and when it comes, you will be stronger, wiser, and more connected to the purpose God has reserved for you. Third sign, synchronicities and divine signs, God whispering through the details. When a breakthrough is about to unfold in your life, God begins to speak in ways that are both subtle and deeply personal. He orchestrates divine signs and synchronicities, weaving moments into your daily life that gently whisper, "I am here, and I am working for your good." These signs are His loving reminders that He sees you, He hears your prayers, and He is guiding your every step. Perhaps you've started to notice patterns that feel too significant to ignore. Repeated numbers like 1111, 333, or 7:7 may catch your eye on clocks, receipts, or license plates, almost as if they're gently nudging you to pay attention. These are not random occurrences, they are holy breadcrumbs, left by God to remind you that your journey is divinely orchestrated. Maybe a particular Bible verse seems to appear everywhere, in your devotions, in a sermon, or even shared by a friend, speaking directly to your heart as if it were written just for you in this moment. Or perhaps a phrase, a song, or even a kind word from someone strikes you so deeply that it feels like God Himself is speaking to you through them. These are moments when heaven reaches down to touch your heart, reassuring you that you are not walking this path alone. Sometimes, God communicates through dreams that are vivid and filled with meaning. You wake up with a sense of clarity or hope that wasn't there before, as though God has painted a vision of His promise in the quiet of the night. Or maybe someone unexpectedly shares a message that resonates with something you've been praying for, giving you the confirmation you've been seeking. These moments are sacred, they are God's way of saying, "I see you. I've heard your cries. Trust me, I am leading you." It's easy to dismiss these signs as coincidences, especially when life feels overwhelming. But don't ignore them. Instead, lean into them. Every synchronicity, every divine sign, is a love letter from God. He is reminding you that His plans are in motion, that His timing is perfect, and that what He has promised will come to pass. These moments are gentle nudges to trust Him even more, to deepen your faith, and to hold on to His promises with all your heart. You may not always understand these signs immediately, but as you look back, you'll see how God was guiding you all along. The repeated patterns, the words that stirred your spirit, the moments that made you pause, all of it is part of His divine orchestration. He never leaves His children in the dark. He lights the way with tender reminders that He is working behind the scenes for your good. So, pay attention to the signs. Take note of the moments that feel too meaningful to be random. Let them encourage you, strengthen you, and remind you that God's hand is upon your life. These signs are His way of assuring you that your breakthrough is not just coming, it's already on the way. Hold on, because He is leading you towards something greater than you could ever imagine. Fourth sign, desire to change and leave the past behind, God calling you to embrace the new. Have you ever felt a stirring deep within your soul, an intense desire to change, to shed the weight of your past and embrace something new? Perhaps you're finding yourself uneasy with the familiar, restless in your current circumstances, even though they once brought you comfort. This inner longing to leave behind old habits, toxic relationships, or limiting beliefs is not a coincidence. It is the unmistakable voice of God calling you to step into the transformation He has already set in motion for your life. This deep desire to change is not a random feeling, it is God working in your heart, preparing you for something grand. Just as a gardener clears the soil before planting a seed, God is clearing away what no longer serves you. He is gently but firmly calling you to release the emotional baggage, the old wounds, and the patterns that have kept you from stepping into His greater purpose for your life. You might feel unsettled, even fearful, at the thought of leaving behind what is familiar. The past, with all its comfort and memories, can feel like a safety net that holds you in place. But listen closely, God never calls you to let go of something without offering something far greater in return. What He has for you is beyond your imagination, beyond the limitations of your past. But you must trust Him enough to release what is behind you in order to receive what He is waiting to give you. This season of change can be difficult to navigate. The fear of the unknown can make you hesitate, but know this, God is in the business of creating something new. The same God who formed the world from nothing is at work in you, shaping you into the person you need to be to fully receive the blessings He's already prepared. The process of transformation often begins with discomfort, but it is in that discomfort that growth happens. You may feel called to reevaluate relationships, those connections that once brought you joy but no longer serve your growth or your purpose. Or perhaps, it's a shift in mindset that's required, letting go of limiting beliefs that have kept you from stepping into your full potential. God is inviting you to change the way you see yourself, to recognize the limitless potential He has placed inside of you. The act of letting go may feel painful at times, but it is through this release that God will fill you with His peace and His promises. The future God has planned for you is brighter and more fulfilling than anything you've left behind. Trust that He is making room for new blessings, new opportunities, and new growth. This is not the end of something, it's the beginning of something more beautiful than you could have ever dreamed. God is calling you to rise above the old, to embrace the transformation He is leading you through, and to walk into the future He has prepared for you. Don't be afraid to let go, because in doing so, you are stepping into the abundant life He has promised. So, surrender the past to God, open your heart to His transformation, and trust that the best is yet to come. He is leading you toward a future filled with His grace, His love, and the fullness of His plans for your life. Fifth sign, inner peace amidst the chaos. When you are about to experience a major breakthrough, it is common for external circumstances to become chaotic, challenging, and unpredictable. Yet, paradoxically, it is precisely in this moment of turbulence that you may feel an inexplicable peace, a deep calm that does not align with the situation around you. Even though everything around you may seem to be falling apart, inside you, there is a tranquil feeling, as if something within you says, "Everything will be fine. I am taking care of you." This peace, which surpasses all understanding, is not human or rational peace, but a divine peace that can only come from God. He grants it as a powerful reminder that, even amidst the chaos, He is in absolute control. When everything around you seems out of place, this peace is the clear sign that God is present, calming your soul, guiding your mind, and strengthening your heart. This peace does not mean that the challenges will disappear instantly, but it is confirmation that, even in the most difficult moments, God is working behind the scenes, orchestrating all things for the good of those who love Him. Romans 8 verse 28. It is a divine reminder that He is sovereign, and that, regardless of what you see or feel, His timing is perfect, and He has not abandoned you. In times when your mind is agitated and your heart anxious, remember that this inner peace is a gift from God. It strengthens your faith, renews your trust, and prepares you for what is to come. It is like a safe refuge in the midst of the storm, a clear sign that God's intervention is on its way. He is preparing your heart to receive what He has prepared, and this peace is the assurance that your victory is drawing near. So, when chaos seems to invade your life, take a moment to breathe deeply and allow God's peace to fill your being. It is not circumstantial, It is eternal and divinely given to help you remain steadfast, knowing that God is working to bring your breakthrough at the perfect moment. God sees beyond what our eyes can comprehend. He knows you completely. In the midst of your struggles, when the weight of the world feels too heavy to bear, there is one truth that remains unshaken: God sees beyond what our eyes can comprehend. He sees the very depths of your soul, the unspoken pain, and the silent struggles that others may never know. While the world around you may not understand the full extent of what you're going through, God does. He understands every tear that falls in the quiet of the night, every moment of frustration, and every longing of your heart. God knows the deepest desires of your heart, even the ones you've never voiced out loud. The dreams that feel too big or too impossible, the hopes that you've tucked away for fear of disappointment, He knows them all. Before you ever asked, He saw the desires that were placed inside of you, and He has a plan for each one. Nothing is too small or too big for His attention. Even when your dreams feel out of reach, He is working behind the scenes to align them with His perfect will. He hears every prayer you whisper, even the ones you haven't spoken aloud. Every prayer, whether it is said in the stillness of your heart or in desperation, is heard by God. Even the prayers you think go unnoticed, when you pray without words, with just your tears, or in moments of silent surrender, God hears them. Your heart's cry does not escape His attention. He listens closely, with an intimate and personal care that is beyond our understanding. God understands every battle you face. He sees the battles that no one else sees, the ones you fight alone, the struggles that feel too difficult to share. He understands the weight of every burden and the emotional, spiritual, and physical toll it takes on you. You may feel weary, lost, or uncertain, but rest assured that God is working on your behalf. Even in those moments when you feel like you're at your limit, He is strengthening you, preparing you for the breakthrough that is coming. His presence is with you, His hand is upon you, and His grace is sufficient for each step you take. When life feels uncertain, and the road ahead looks unclear, remember this: God is not distant or detached from your pain. He is intimately involved in every aspect of your life, holding you close, guiding your steps, and leading you toward His perfect plan for you. Even when the world feels chaotic, God is orchestrating everything with His love and wisdom. Trust that He sees you. He knows you. And He is always working for your good, even when it feels like the answers are not yet visible. In your darkest moments, hold on to this truth: you are never alone. God sees you, understands you, and loves you beyond measure. He is already working to bring you through to the other side, where His plans for you will be revealed in full glory. No matter how difficult the moment may seem, do not lose hope. No challenge is too great for Him. Keep your faith strong and unshakable, because the breakthrough you have been longing for is closer than you think. Every tear, every prayer, and every struggle is not in vain. Trust in God's plans, for He is faithful and never fails. His promises are eternal and true, and He is preparing something far greater than you could ever imagine. If this message touched your heart, subscribe to the Divine Serenity Prayers channel. Leave your like and share this video with someone who needs hope and comfort. Together, let us strengthen our faith, spread God's light, and be instruments of encouragement to those in need. Glowing star. And don't forget, share in the comments the signs you've noticed in your life. Who knows, your testimony might inspire others who are also waiting for God's work to unfold. Let's walk together in faith, trust, and the assurance that victory is on its way.